All right, here it is, the Kent Trouvaille. It's torn down, ready to be improved upon. So what we've done is we've taken everything off, we've measured everything, we know what the specs and the standards are, and now we're going to start upgrading the bike. One of the things that's rubbed me the wrong way about this bike is the seat tube. It's 30.4 millimeters, which means it's not a standard for mountain biking. This here in my hand is a PNW Loam Dropper. This is 30.9 millimeters, and well, guess what? It doesn't fit. Well, today we're gonna make it fit, and we're gonna run an internally routed dropper post with 170 millimeters of travel. So we are gonna have a pretty badass setup here when we're done. The downside is if I screw it up, because I've never done this before, I've ruined the frame and the project's over. One more thing I will say before I get started. What I'm about to do is going to void your warranty. It's going to potentially weaken the bike. We don't know for sure, but if you do something like this, or if you try to mimic this, you do it at your own risk, because we're going to be taking material off the inside of this seat tube.
It's extremely important to measure everything repeatedly. First off, we need to figure out the wall thickness of the seat tube. For good measure, I also measured the internal bore using my calipers, as well as this neat little tool called a telescopic bore gauge. Needless to say, after a little research, it turns out that I didn't use them correctly. Fortunately, my trusty caliper gauge is pretty accurate. Next is the Reamer. This is a cheap adjustable reamer I bought on Amazon. Links to all the parts and tools will be in the description. Next step, we're going to measure where we're at. You have to measure the blade edge to edge, so it can't be flat to flat, it has to be edge to edge. You have to be really careful here in how you measure. It's really important to generously lube this tool. I didn't have time to find the appropriate cutting lubricant, so I just used the old reliable Tri-Flow. On the first pass, the cutter was in the smallest setting, so there was no cut, so we needed to increase the size. There are 4 cutting blades on this tool. To increase the diameter of the cutting surface, you need to unscrew these bolts in the desired direction. In this case, we needed to move the blades up the shaft. Then measure carefully. Always measure. The next pass removed a small amount, and this is good. It's baby steps. The next pass started to take more material off the frame. And the one after that.
Ooh. You can see the material coming off.
And the one after that. This idea came to me from a viewer with the handle named Starchild. So thanks, Starchild. If you reach out to me, I'll send you some goodies to show my appreciation.
Come on. Okay. Oh my God. I think we need to take oh my God, I'm like afraid to take more. I think from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hone that.
The hone didn't take enough material though. Hopefully one more pass with the Reamer will do it. In the meantime, let's route the internal dropper cable. I decided to use the exit port at the bottom instead of drilling a hole in the down tube.
I think it's the safest bet. It's one less hole we don't have to drill. It's in there, and I can fit 3 cables.
I'm routing the cable through the right side port. This leaves the left side port to take the shifter cable and the brake hoses. We'll cover that in a later video.
There it is, yeah. All right, I'm gonna try and guide it down the middle.
There was plenty of room to route everything through there. From there, I took a chance and drilled a hole in the back of the seat tube. My camera overheated on me, so I don't have any footage of me doing this. But needless to say, I measured 3 inches up from the welds at the bottom bracket. That seems to leave me with enough clearance for the rear tire. On this bike, 2.4 is about as big as you want to go anyway. The key is to get the right grommet to keep the dirt and moisture out, and I've ordered a few to experiment to find the right ones. Well, I've hacked up this bike now, so let's put it back together and see if this mod works. I ran into one major issue doing this, and it relates to the length of the reamer. It was slightly short, and I couldn't get it deep enough to allow for full insertion of the dropper post. It left me with about 50 millimeters sticking out, which is not necessarily a bad thing, just depends on your height. I'm trying to find a way to cut deeper into the seat tube, so if you have a good solution, let me know in the comments. In the meantime, I adjusted this PNW post down from 170 to 150 to fit me better. The bike is quite a sight to behold now. Things aren't all as they seem. I hope you enjoyed this leg of my journey. Thanks for watching.